Hey, my darlings, my name is Victoria and this is Veritas Tarot. I'm going to do your daily mini reading. I'm just doing something a little different this evening. I am going to do a love reading. I have these cards I haven't used yet, Soul Connections When Two Hearts Meet. And I thought this might help those that are finding challenging times in love relationships at this time. So let's see what Spirit wants to say. This message is for those that most need to hear the message. If it resonates with you, you are simply remembering what you already know in divine timing. And if it doesn't resonate with you, my darling, it simply means it wasn't for you at this time. There is always a reading out there for you at exactly the right time as guided by spirits. The cards are jumping. So, and thank you as ever for all of your support and your love and your comments and your subscribes and your likes. I really do appreciate it. It's a beautiful exchange of energy between us. So, my darlings, let's see what wants to come out for you. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, so we have yin and yang. And on the bottom of the deck, we have telepathic. So that's interesting. Let's have a look to see what this says to me. Telepathic, close soul connections are harmoniously synchronized, creating moments of telepathy. And then we have the yin and the yang. Like the yin and the yang symbol, twin flames contain an aspect of each other's character within themselves. So what I'm picking up from this is that, first of all, every relationship we have, every single relationship is interdependent upon one another for the awareness of oneself. That is the purpose of the relationship. And it takes two, doesn't it? It takes that duality, that union of two and the intense feelings that go with that to start to understand aspects of oneself. And that is the yin and the yang in this. And, you know, we cannot have awareness outside of a relationship with another. And that doesn't just include love relationships, it includes everything within our lives. Now, what we have here in this reading is a situation, well, it looks like a twin flame. It is a twin flame relationship, but telepathic. Okay, so come back to that we are all energy. That's simply who we are. We are energy, and our emotions are energy in motion. And we are the universe experiencing itself, each and every one of us. So the center of it's as I said in Scorpio's reading today, this central self is playing a game of hide and seek with itself, and we are it experiencing itself. And during that game of hide and seek, we can come lost, we can be go on adventures, and we can and we will and we do get found. We find ourselves, and that's the whole purpose of it, to find out who we are. So within this situation that you have at the moment, you have a very strong energetic connection with this person. We are energy. And if there is silence between you, or if there is contrast between you at the time, remember, this is the energy that you are putting forward that is outside of yourself. It is explicit energy. It is energy that is outside, and it is saying this and it is saying this. And they may be replying in one way or another. But the telepathic side of this is the implicit energy that is going between you. This is the energy that doesn't lie. This is the energy that is the truth. This is the soul energy between you. And each and every one of these love relationships, because of the feelings are so compounded, they are strong, the connection is strong. It is a beautiful opportunity for awareness of yourself and growth within yourself. And I want you to think about the energy current between you as a relationship and what that tells you, not just about where somebody else is in this relationship, but where you are, my darling, because you are the most important person. The relationship you have with yourself as source energy is the most important thing, and from that all comes from it. So think about what this connection between you is teaching you, is guiding you, is giving you about yourself at this time. And it is harmoniously synchronized. So there is within every relationship the soul gifts. There are things that are being said that are not being said. There are things that are being felt that are not being said. And this relationship is a very strong one where you can pick up on what they are thinking and feeling. Now, let's move on to the yin and the yang in this. Like the yin and the yang symbol, twin flames contain an aspect of each other's character within themselves. So if I go back to, well, let's say we're not the universe, all right? Let's look at that other belief. We're not the universe. We are a being. We are a human being. We are a person. And actually, person means persona, which means mask. And we, therefore, in that position, if we don't believe with the universe, therefore have to force, have to control, have to make things happen, have to make things bend to our will. And that is something that has been conditioned within us for a very, very, very long time. But what the yin and the yang symbol, which we all know represents balance, is the balance within us that there is both a divine essence and a human essence. And the human essence, my darling, is the ego. It's the pain body. It is the character that we have defined ourselves, the identity, the personality. It's all in the mind. It's all in the mind. And that mind doesn't ever really know itself because it thinks it is the thought. It thinks it is the feeling. It doesn't see itself. It sees itself as separate from everything. And that ego, that mind space then will constantly look at a situation, constantly, if it sees itself separate from everything, it constantly looks to see if there is danger, if there is a threat, if there is something that is going to impact its state of being, its state of mind. And therefore it creates defense mechanisms for that. And so and this is why the yin and the yang is so important, because it is the union, it is the duality, this relationship. And I'm going to come back to, if you are not the ego and you are not the sort of isolated organism here, but you are the universe experiencing itself, and everything is the universe experiencing itself. And the awareness of that in this situation allows you to see that this person, of course, contains an aspect of yourself, of your character within themselves. And it's the word character. We go back to a person is persona. It is a mask. It is the game that we are playing. We're playing it really, really, really well for the most part. When we react to things, we're playing that game of we don't believe with the universe. We believe we're on our own against everything and we have to make everything happen. And in that space, we just feel sadness and we feel fear and we feel anxiety. And so character is those characteristics that we have developed since we were tiny to protect ourselves. So within this twin flame connection, of which it's very strong, you have been given, you have called forth to you as the universe, an aspect of yourself or aspects of yourself that needs to be released in order for you to find out who you truly are. So do look at situations where you have felt uncomfortable and you know that you may have reacted in this situation, reacted in this. It's very important if you go back to awareness is always because of two or more things, and it's not just us, it's awareness in the whole universe. Something is not something, it's not defined as something unless it is in relation to something else. And actually, if we look at our lives, we're all in relation to something, and we wouldn't be that identity if we weren't in relationship to all of those different things. And so everything is always in a state of evolution. But it comes back to, in this love situation, that our existence in relationships is very important for us to become aware of who we are. Why are we here? And when we become aware and connected, and normally these twin flame relationships cause and create chaos in our lives, uncomfortableness in our lives, the need to surrender in our lives, the need to let go in our lives because we can't control this, then we are almost forced to make a choice and make a decision that it is best for us to let go and allow this to evolve how it is meant to evolve for you. And as the universe, Everything that we do without thinking, we're doing spontaneously. And it is just like the universe works in nature. Everything is spontaneous. It happens by itself. But because our ego and our mind says, no, 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 we're this person, we're this persona, we're this character. No, 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 I need to do this, this, and this. We sort of get in the way of things. And so Spirit wants you in this situation to appreciate that the self, your higher self in this situation, doesn't need anything. It needs nothing. It is blissfully happy. And that actually you are love. Now let's go back to the twin flame connection, two sides of the same soul. So let's look at it in a way that when we, how do I say this, Spirit? If we are all itself, therefore we are wanting to understand who we are when we've forgotten, because it's all about remembering. So we seek love because that is the essence of who we are. And we seek love in another version of ourselves in order to feel that love, that intense love. And then what happens is, because we are love, and then what happens is if the other doesn't love us back the way that we would expect them to love us back from our ego pain body, then we go into a state of unhappiness, despair, sadness, and confusion. Because what has happened is our ego pain body has put out its meddling radar to say, no, this is not right. This is not how it should be. This person should love me because I love them that way and I know they love me that way. But the ego sees itself as separate from all things. And in fact, in this twin flame connection that you have here, this is you meeting you. There is a mirror of you here. And if you can choose to see this relationship as a union of sorts, as a duality of sorts, because it is very important and it is going to be, or already has been, a tool for you to wake up, a way of your soul causing and calling forth an opportunity for you to awaken, to go through a transformation, to go through an enlightening, to come to understand that it's okay, that this relationship is allowing you on an extreme level to get to know who you are and to get to have a relationship with you first. So I think that's very beautiful. I am going to pull one more card for you. And just remember that everybody is the I am. Everybody is. And that what may be now disharmony for you actually is harmonious on another level. And I talk about this telepathic. There is so much, when you are so strongly connected into somebody else's energy and they into yours, remember that your energy, emotion, your emotions reach them and their emotions reach you. And you know that you can have those soul-to-soul conversations. You don't need to say a word. Words are actually not enough in this situation, but you can send a message. You can send a message of love. You can send a message of letting go. You can allow that person to be on their life path exactly where they're meant to without trying to give them a push or a shove or a nudge forward faster than they are able to do so. Because remember, it all happens by itself. Everything happens by itself, and it happens by itself all the time, everywhere. So, you know, everything is omnipotent. It's my new word at the moment. Everything is omnipotent. Everything that we do within our bodies, we don't need to think about it. It just happens. And that's the same as the universe. It all happens by itself. And it all happens in exactly the right time and divine timing. And if you are holding on to this, no, it's being naughty. If you are holding on to this, that path of least resistance is to let go with love and compassion for the other, understanding that's exactly where their soul's meant to be at this time. And sorry, my battery's going, and to trust that everything is unfolding. And that, you know, you are playing this game of hide and seek, my darling. Look at this, synchronicities and bond. So I'm going to talk about that one first. Synchronicity and bond. A divine soul counterpart relationship is blessed with amazing moments of synchronicity. So allow the universe to work its magic, and allow your soul to work its magic. Allow this to happen by itself. Those beautiful coincidences are co-creating incidences between your soul and all that is, because you are all that is. You are no different from the wave is to the ocean. And it is about going with that ease and that flow of understanding there are ups and downs to all of this. This is all changing cycles for you. Try not to do it your way, my darling. Try and let the universe do it the way that is best for you and best for them. Synchronicity. So, and you will know this, if this is resonating, that there are all sorts of amazing, weird, wonderful things to show you that this is as you feel it is so. But these twin flame relationships are so intense and they are very painful. But the nugget in them, the gift in them, is for you to come into a sense of who you are. It is for you to have maybe a very abrupt, maybe a hugely expanded awareness of who you are and the connection within you to source energy, to the universe, to God, to the I am that I am, whatever you wish to call it. And that is the foundation for everything for you for moving forward. And it says amazing moments here. So you will have had amazing moments. There is a B here. That is about the community, about looking at this in terms of the whole, the unity, the union. It is about doing what's best without sometimes understanding why you're doing it. And, you know, bees work for the good of the community, for the good of the species. And so if you're looking at, you know, the human species, the human being that has for so long spent a lot of time doing, not being, what you are doing now with this twin flame is having a beautiful ripple effect on others. And everything is energy, and it's always moving, it's always evolving. And then you've got this wonderful card, bond. A love bond grows stronger over time. So allow this to evolve. Everything is connected like a spider's web. Allow this to evolve in time. Yellow is the is it sacral chakra, is that right? So this is something that's very, very soul intended. And just remember as well that the meanings of things can change. The meaning things can change according to the context. The meaning of the words you're using can change according to the context within which you are in. So if you are confused at this time about things that have been said and done, do feel through it, do see through it, do ask the question about what does this truly mean for me? Look at the patterns in this relationship, look at the signs, look at the synchronicities as well, and trust, but also trust that what you feel may be the perfect timing for you is not necessarily the perfect timing for you, because it will be the perfect timing when you are ready, and it'll be the perfect timing when you have released things that were perhaps clouding the bond of this relationship, perhaps clouding the telepathic connection of this relationship. When you step into that energy space of completely letting go, completely almost not paying it any more attention, just leaving it alone, what then happens is that you are allowing the situation to then start to evolve how it is meant to. But in the meantime, because the universe is omnipotent, everything is happening all at once behind the scenes. But I hope this has helped. None of this is outside of what your soul is causing and creating to happen. Okay, none of this is something that's happening to you. It's happening for you. And if you can step into the most extraordinary place of saying, do you know what, I'm playing this game of hide and seek, and I'm going to take responsibility for this. And what can I see from this? What can I do? What can I do to change? What can I do to release? What can I do to move forward in my life in a really positive way that's full of awareness of the situation? What has this situation taught me, not only about myself, but how I am in relationships? What has it shown me that it's brought up about patterns of behavior that I might have had in previous relationships that have reappeared in this relationship? And all of that is incredibly extraordinary, because what you're doing then is willing to take responsibility for yourself, for your happiness, for your self-love. And then you come into a space of actually truly beginning to connect to yourself and loving yourself. And then you are love. You're simply love. You've come home to yourself and you've realized you're simply love. And in that space, you don't have a need for another to love you. You just simply want to love. I hope that makes sense. This is I appreciate that, you know, twin relationships are something where the universe wants to give you something, and it is always beyond, initially beyond the boundaries of what we know or what we want to believe. And so the twin flame relationship, thank you Spirit, is asking you to extend the boundaries of what you believe at this time about why it's in your life. And it is that very strong soul connection in order for you to experience and have an awareness of yourself, because how could you have that if it wasn't in relationship to another? So, my darling, I hope that has helped those that have come to this reading and listened. I look forward to doing you another reading tomorrow. But in the meantime, take care and so much love to you. Lots of love, darlings. Bye-bye.